was it like being a stooge? You
All
and Pat
right.
Patterson with Vince
Stooge,
McMahon
stooge,
and the hardcore
stooge.
champion. And did you
I tell
enjoy
you,
being on TV in that
I was
role?
about, I wasn't so much being on TV. I'm 55 years old during this time, man.
Yeah.
I've had my career, I've had my spotlight, and then be thrust back into it, man. That adrenaline starts flowing back. All those things that Rip described, the feeling. I was getting to reacquire those things, becoming more familiar with them. It was so much fun. I enjoyed that student gimmick, and it was really funny in the beginning. We were associates. Everybody respected Pat and I so much they didn't want to call us stooges. And finally, one day, Vince slips up in the meeting and he said, "My stooges." And all of a sudden, he looks up. He just stops in the middle of his delivery. And he said, "Brisco, do you mind being called a stooge?" I said, "I think it's funny as hell. Go for it."
Oh, that's awesome.
So if you listen to Jim Ross, we were always Vince McMahon's associates. And then all of a sudden, when Vince just slipped out of it, my stooges, and everybody kind of got silent in the production meeting room. What's he talking about? And then he said, "Brisco, do you mind?" I said, "Man, I love it. Let's go with it." And Pat hated it. Pat hated it in the beginning. He grew to love it too. But the little hardcore run that I had, that was so much fun. But it was brutal on me too, because I like to tell these people, and Rip can back me up on this thing. I'm 55 years old. I'm an old man. You're out there against a bunch of guys, the Stone Colds, the Rocks, the Undertakers. They're all striving for their position. They're all thriving. They work their ass off. And when you get in the ring with them, you better be there with them, or you ain't gonna last long. And I don't blame them. I was the same way. I would wanted to pick it up, but I'm 55 years old. I can't pick it up like those young guys can pick it up. So they expected you to go out there when they didn't care what your age was. They just wanted you to work hard and give it everything you had. That was a tough time on your body and on your mind, because you get, I'm going out there with Undertaker. If I don't pick it up, or I'm there with Stone Cold, I got to be right there step for step with Dwayne Johnson, The Rock, guys like that. Man. And obviously we did, because he kept doing it. And we went from being a heel team with Vince to being a babyface team and setting a record ratings on Monday Night Raw. So
that's wild. Were you devastated when Pat Patterson turned on you then?
Oh yeah, no, it was fun. I mean, it was fun because I knew I was going to get. But I only thing I was devastated about when they made my match, an evening gown match.
Oh yeah, I saw some of that. I saw some of those.
And the story of that, I was coaching high school wrestling. Most of my kids were in the high school they were wrestling at the time. So, I was coaching high school wrestling. So when I had to wear that dress, I walk in, and my team was so protective of me. It was unbelievable. If any of these other kids, he had to wear a dress, you can see one of my kids going over and addressing the guy up and down. Hey, you don't talk about my coach like that. They took up for me, and I love every one of those kids for it. It was such a blast. But my kids had a rougher time than I did with it, though. I just say, when I walk into the bank, they still call me Mr. Brisco.
Big gold and a billfold, so swole that I can't get the shit closed. So I money fold and rubber band wrap, and when it pops.